Hi, my name is Keith Zavallich. I live in Los Angeles, California. I am an inventor, an entrepreneur, and I have my own e-commerce business. And I am really excited to be here today to introduce to you my latest invention, a truly out of this world product, the Zero Gravity Bean Bag. It is the ultimate bean bag for relaxation, rejuvenation, and stress relief. I am going to be asking the Sharks for $250,000 in exchange for 50% of my business. $25,000 is going to go towards manufacturing to make the zero gravity bean bags, to fulfill them and ship them. $225,000 will be going to marketing to create awareness, interest, and sales. So, I know you're wondering, what is the zero gravity beanbag and what makes it unique? There are 4 things I'd like to point out. One is the zero gravity beanbag is the only beanbag that puts you in the true zero gravity position. The zero gravity position was designed by NASA scientists to put astronauts in the most comfortable seating position possible. So what is the zero gravity position? It is when you are reclined back at 130 degrees and your legs are elevated above your heart. The second unique factor is zero gravity is becoming a very popular product design and marketing message, as we can see from zero gravity beds. I did a Google search on zero gravity beds, and I found that every single major mattress manufacturer has a zero gravity bed. They're becoming very popular. Do you know how many beanbag manufacturers have a zero gravity product? 0 until now. Third, being in the zero gravity position has health benefits. 1, when you are reclined back at that angle, your vertebrae get to decompress. They get to relax. That is so important after standing or sitting all day. And second, when your legs are elevated above your heart, you have increased blood flow and you get more blood oxygen levels going to the brain. Why? Simply for one reason. Your heart doesn't have to work so hard to counter gravity. The 4th reason, and maybe the most important, is that I have a utility patent on the design of this seating device. And it is the design of this seating device that puts you in the zero gravity position. So, what does it feel like to get into a zero gravity beanbag? Well, Olive right here could tell you if she could talk. The first thing you feel when you're in a zero gravity beanbag is every part of your body is supported. Your head is supported, your neck is supported, your back is supported at this angle, your legs are being supported by the leg rest. You feel total comfort, and yes, like an astronaut floating in space. And your gaze is staring up towards the heavens. And the heavens aren't a bad place to be looking at. So, what's it like to be in the competitor's product? This is the MoonPod. They don't market it as a zero gravity position, but they do market it as having zero gravity comfort. Let's see. Okay, so the first thing you notice in the competitor beanbag is that my head is not supported, my neck is not supported, my back is. My back feels really good at this angle. But my feet are on the ground. So in fact, I feel like I am grounded, which is kind of funny because their marketing says this particular moon pod makes you feel like you are in zero gravity comfort. It doesn't. So I think to overcome that design flaw, MoonPod is selling an additional product that you can buy called the Lunar Lift. And all it is a foot pad that you can rest your feet on. But it does not elevate your feet above the heart. So you don't get to enjoy the zero gravity benefits. But you do have to pay for something more that you don't need. To enjoy this compromised position is going to cost you $438. Ouch. So, now I know you're wondering, Keith, how did you come up with this brilliant idea for the zero gravity beanbag? I'm glad you asked. I was in my office and I decided I'm going to meditate. So I got into the meditation position, the lotus position, and another ouch. This is not a comfortable position to be in, especially after a few minutes. I started to feel my butt hurting, my back hurting, my shoulders were hurting, my crossed legs were hurting, and I wanted to get out of this position. So I started to fall backwards. As I was falling backwards, I noticed I was in this position of limbo, halfway between sitting up and falling down. And I thought of this position as gravity neutral. And then I hit the ground. And then I thought, wouldn't it be amazing to have a product, a sitting device that puts you in that zero gravity position, in that gravity neutral position, in a comfortable seat. The second idea I had was get a patent. So that brings us to the next point, the one that the sharks really care about. Does this business make money? The answer is yes, but not a lot, yet. And before I explain why, let me just explain real quickly about the first big idea that I came up with and turned into a business. And it did make money. It made a lot of money. In fact, it made a lot of my competitors very rich. The weighted blanket. And I came up with the weighted blanket when my daughter put this little guy, Pugsley, on my shoulder. The first thing I noticed was how the weight of this little stuffed animal was hugging my shoulder. And I thought, if I put these little beanie babies, these little beans inside an entire blanket to make it heavy, it would go over my entire body and hug my entire body. It would be the blanket that hugs you back. Well, it did. And my wife started making them in our home. And we sold our first weighted blanket on December 9th, 1998. 26 years later, weighted blankets are a global phenomenon, with sales projected to exceed 1.6 billion by 2026. That was my first billion-dollar idea. This is my second, even though it has only just gotten started. And I'll explain why. By 2019, I had the patent, the utility patent for this design, and we were ready to start a soft launch. The marketing was primarily search advertising with cross-promotion from our weighted blanket website. Then, in February of 2020, we were featured on a local network television station here in Los Angeles, where they demonstrated the benefits of being in the zero gravity beanbag, and sales immediately started to take off. Unfortunately, 3 weeks later, COVID hit. We were locked down. My manufacturing for both my weighted blanket business and the zero gravity beanbag were shut down. Then, on top of that, the manufacturing partner who was making both these products had a stroke. And I am very sorry to say that at the beginning of 2021, he passed away. So I did not have a partner to work with anymore, and my priority was to find a manufacturing partner for the weighted blanket, which was our bread and butter business. So I had to put the zero gravity beanbag on hold, which is where it has been up until this point. But recently, I've been seeing more attention being focused on zero gravity beds, and I keep seeing these damn the MoonPod commercials, which drive me nuts. So I said, you know what? Enough is enough. I am re-energized, I am refocused, and I am recommitted to making this business a success. But there's one challenge that is getting in my way: me. I say that because I invented the weighted blanket and turned it into a successful, small, family-run business. But I have not been able to take it to that next level, while my competitors absolutely have. This is the next billion-dollar idea. It is a patented idea poised to come back onto the market and get to that next level very quickly. But there's one problem. I can't do it alone. I need a shark.